I watched Tenet for the first time and fell in love with it, kind of the same way a kid falls off a bike. Even though you didn't quite get it on the first try, you want to keep giving it a shot because you know at some point it's going to bring joy. Tenet is directed by Christopher Nolan and stars John David Washington, Robert Pattinson, and Elizabeth Debicki. We're introduced to a CIA agent only referred to as the protagonist, played by John David Washington. He's recruited into a secret operation given only the word Tenet and a gesture to begin investigating. Washington visits a facility where he learns that in the future, technology has been developed that allows objects to be reversed and moved backwards through time with the potential to end all human life. The protagonist recruits Neil, played by Robert Pattinson, to help track the origins of where these inverted bullets are manufactured. They sneak into a compound of an arms dealer, and she tells the protagonist that the bullets had been normal when she had sold them, and that a Russian named Andrei Sator, who can communicate with the future, had reversed them. To reach Andrei, the protagonist approaches his wife, Kat, so he can uncover more details about his operation. If you see this movie in theaters, get there early and get comfortable. You're not going to want to leave for refills. The first half of this movie, you're getting to know the characters, the plot, and more importantly, getting to know the rules of time inversion, which is this movie's take on time travel. Inversion is explained well and relatively simple to understand, but there's some scenes that happen very quickly, so you have to pay attention. If you watch it and your head's spinning a little bit, don't worry, it happened to all of us. It starts all coming together about halfway through the movie. I went to go see this in a theater, and there was a couple in front of me. About 30 minutes in, the woman walked out for some reason, and when she came back, I just heard the guy say, I don't know, just pay attention. It was funny because I knew she was going to ask, and at that point, nobody in the theater knew what was going on. The performances were all fantastic in this movie. John David Washington, Robert Pattinson, and Kenneth Branagh, they killed it. I would have liked to see more of Michael Caine's character. I mean, when you got an actor of that caliber, put the guy to work, you know what I mean? And I did see an instance or two where Elizabeth Debicki kind of was slipping out of character. But don't get me wrong, she did an exceptional job. As a matter of fact, I think most people will emotionally connect to her character, Kat, the most because of her performance and the situation that her character is in. I'm not going to get into that situation for spoiler reasons. We don't get a lot of a backstory on Washington's and Pattinson's character, so it's hard to relate to them at times. For those two characters, most of the intrigue comes from the mission at hand, which most of the time is enough to keep you glued. There were some excellent practical effects in this movie. For example, the crashing of a real Boeing 747 into an airport hangar. It's never been done before. It was a spectacle to see. It was awesome. There was a building that seems to reassemble itself while also blowing up. And it'll probably be the only time you will see a simultaneous backwards and forward car chase with intersecting and overlapping timelines. The film looks amazing in every way. The cinematography, the color grading, exotic locations, it's visually stunning, and it's mostly done in camera. Wherever CGI was inserted, it was very seamless and unrecognizable, which is exactly what you want. And that brings me to probably the only thing I didn't like about the visuals. A lot of people won't have a problem with this, but it was the use, and I felt overuse, of the practical reverse effect. In other words, playing the footage backwards. You get a lot of it in this movie. I don't like that effect in any movie. It's just a pet peeve of mine. I've always felt in most cases there's a better effect that can be substituted. But when you combine all the reversing and time travel, it gets a bit convoluted. To Nolan's credit, he did use the reverse effect better than I've ever seen it used before. There's a particular scene where people are moving forward and backward at the same time and fighting. That was actually extremely creative and cool to watch. It's probably just me. Maybe I was a breech baby and I get anxiety from seeing things go the wrong way. I don't know. But I'm sure a lot of people will be fine with it. and actually enjoy it. If you are able and feel comfortable, I highly recommend go see Tenet in a theater. 2 reasons. 1 is it's just better all around experience. But 2, the sound design, it leaves a lot to be desired. Many scenes are hard to hear. Sometimes the characters are wearing masks for different reasons. And sometimes the score is a little too loud over the dialogue. Ever since Dark Knight Rises with Tom Hardy as Bane, it's as if Nolan purposefully wants the audience to have trouble hearing what characters are saying. Maybe to make the audience pay attention more, I'm not sure, but he's been putting a lot more priority on sound effects and score over dialogue recording. Nolan has said in past interviews he doesn't like doing ADR, which is the re-recording of actors in the studio after production. He wants the audience to experience the sound recording as it was on set. Just make sure that whatever setup you watch this movie on has a good sound system. Personally, I think Christopher Nolan is one of the best, most creative and original directors working today. Tenet is not his best movie by a long shot, but I did enjoy it. If you like James Bond movies or a good smart thriller, you're gonna like Tenet. I just want to see it a time or two more just to catch all the details. But for now, I give it 3.5 stars out of 5 on our star scale. Did Nolan outsmart himself in this movie? Let me know what you thought about Tenet in the comments below. And for now, that's our take. We'll see you next time.